You're listening to Non Sequitur. The Audacity of Reason. Season 1, Episode 8. Discussion, a conversation between Aron Ra and Kent Hovind on evolution. For more, visit our website at www.nonsexshow.com, that's NONSEQ show.com, or follow us on Twitter at nonsexshow. And now, here are your hosts, Kyle Curtis and Steve McRae.
We have got it finally after a week, and last night with some confusion, we are happy to announce that we have Aron Ra and Kent Hovind both in person here tonight. This is going to be a historic night, I think. We're going to have a really good show, and I thank, first of all of you guys out there for joining us. We do episodes every Saturday at noon. You can visit www.nonsexshow.com, and that's NONSEQ show.com. You can also check out the guests that we have coming up, just to kind of give you an example of the shows that we have coming up in the coming weeks. We have Nate Dern from funnyordie.com, who is going to be coming on to talk about his new book, Not Quite a Genius. We are also starting a new segment with Pamela Whistle, who is the membership director of American Atheists, and they get all kinds of hate mail and voicemails every week. So she's going to be coming on once a week to kind of go through those voicemails and emails, and it's really fun. I mean, it's going to be really funny. At this time, I'm going to hand it over to my co-host Steve McRae, who will introduce the two contenders that we have tonight, and we'll go from there. So enjoy the show, everyone.
Well, I don't think either one of these gentlemen kind of need any kind of introductions by now. I think anybody knows who they are. However, for this discussion, I think that they both should spend at least a minute or two kind of introducing themselves, giving their position and why they're having this discussion, and then we'll kind of jump right into it and kind of have just a free-for-all organic conversation between the both of them. Ken, I want you, if you're possible, can you start, give about 1 or 2 minutes, explain who you are, your position, and then we'll have Aron do the same?
Certainly. Yes, sir. Thank you for having me here. I'm 65 years old. My name's Kent Hovind. I've been a Baptist, ordained Baptist preacher since 1974. I taught high school science and math in Christian schools for 15 years. I've been a full-time evangelist speaking on creation versus evolution for about 30 years now. I take the position that the Bible is literally true and scientifically accurate, and the evolution theory is the dumbest and most dangerous religion in the history of humanity. And those are the nice things we say about it.
Okay. Is that all you want to say?
Well, yeah, we're building a Christian park in a campground, actually, in Lenox, Alabama, straight north of Pensacola, Dinosaur Adventureland. It'll be a simple science experiments to teach biblical lessons, and you guys can come on down. We have a lot of fun. We have 10 lakes on the property. Someone gave us the property, and we're having all kinds of things. We hope to be open April 21st. My website is drdino.com, and the phone number, 855-BIG-DINO. Extension 3 takes right straight to my cell phone. I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Okay. Thank you very much. Aron, why don't you go ahead and take a minute or two, kind of tell people who you are and your positions on all this.
My name is Aron Ra. I had it legally changed for my state Senate position, and because it's the name that I wanted to appear when I both ran for office, and of course also on my book. It's on all my publications for the last 10 years, and it's on my driver's license, my credit cards, Wikipedia, all of that. So I am the Southwest Regional Director of American Atheists, and I'm the director of the Phylogeny Explorer Project. And we do, my wife and I, we do educational videos, and I have a channel of 160,000 some odd subscribers where we counter creationism.
Okay.
And my book available on Amazon is The Foundational Falsehoods of Creationism, and is very highly rated. And Mr. Hovind is mentioned in it numerous times.
Oh, yay. Thank you, sir.
All right, awesome. So what we kind of figured was, because it's not going to be a structured debate and there's so much that I think you gentlemen have to discuss, I'm just going to kind of throw it over to you guys. And Kyle and I kind of going to step back, let you guys have this a very free-flowing, organic conversation. Aron, why don't you kind of start us off? Or I think that Kyle had mentioned before that maybe there's something that Kent wanted to mention, or did you kind of bypass that, Kent?
Kent wants to go on about something first.
Okay, that's fine. If Kent, you want to start on that? And I know you said it may take a while, but if Aron is kind of cool with it, then you want to lead in with that and we can go from there?
Yeah. No, Aron had done a YouTube, 4 or 5 days ago, and I already did a quick YouTube for our listeners, but technical problems. It's not posted yet. It's coming, though, so I don't need to do that. Let Aron go first. I'd like to hear his position.
All right, well, my position is that obviously counter yours completely. I mean, I would say that the reason that the Bible is absolutely wrong about absolutely everything is because it was obviously written by ignorant, bigoted, primitive, superstitious savages who clearly had no idea what they were talking about. And that's why there's nothing that can be verified accurate, but a whole lot that is laughably stupid about what the Bible describes about the world. In fact, the way everything the Bible says about the earth in relation to the rest of the cosmos, any indication about genetics or history, anything, is embarrassingly dumb. Yeah, and there is, of course, no truth to any of your claims about evolution being a religion, for example. This is just an attempt at projection where you're trying to cast your own faults onto those who will not share them. And it's an attempt at the fallacy of false equivalence, which is what I think you meant to talk about, I'm sure, because that deals with most of your arguments, that and equivocation.
Ken?
Well, okay. Well, before we get into a discussion too far on the topic of evolution, we need to define what we're talking about. And for many years, I think you've obviously seen many times my division of that word into 6 different categories.
Yes, those are inaccurate, so we're going to go with the correct definition. I know that you've actually bragged many times that people have corrected your misdescription of that, and it's appropriate that they correct you on this. I don't know why you don't correct yourself when you keep repeating an error. So when we talk about evolution, unless otherwise specified, because there is a colloquial meaning that doesn't apply to biological evolution or the science of evolution or certainly the theory of evolution, which pertains only to the aspect or theory of biodiversity, which can be summarily defined as genetic variance in reproductive populations over time, or a change in allele frequencies in reproductive populations over time.
Okay,
now, I can get a longer definition, but still it's going to be within the confines of biology.
Okay, so you're saying the word evolution only encompasses the living things that have already come alive somehow. So you're leaving out any kind of organic evolution, or what I would call.
There's no such thing as organic evolution. If we're talking about abiogenesis, that's a overlapping series of different processes. None of them are the evolutionary process, which is descent with inherent genetic modification.
Okay, so is this descent with genetic modification limited in any way, or do you think elephants and pine trees are related?
Well, definitely I think that elephants and pine trees are related, and that is a demonstrable fact, yes.
And how would you demonstrate the fact that elephants and pine trees are related?
One of the primary way is phylogeny, which is kind of what I'm all about. It's my hobby that has become, thankfully, my job. Directing the Phylogeny Explorer Project, which is an attempt to depict the entire phylogenetic tree of life as a navigable online encyclopedia of the entire cladistic system. Okay,
so just for the audience's sake, you are what I would say skipping the first 5 definitions of what I call evolution, the cosmic.
What only you and people who do not know science call evolution.
Okay, I think every textbook from every public school teaches all these as part of the general overarching principle.
Except that none of them, no textbook anywhere ever described what you describe as evolution. Unless you want to get into A. Becker or some of the other Christian deliberate misrepresentations to try to deceive students. But if you're talking about actual scientific documents, nobody agrees with the way you misrepresent this. So we're going to keep evolution as descent with inherent genetic modification.
So descent with inherent genetic modification, so they already have the ability to reproduce, they already are alive, they're already able to move, replicate, and ingest, digest food. You've already bypassed the major hurdles that are going to be a great obstacle to your religion.
I don't have a religion,
you certainly do.
We absolutely certainly do not, and we're about to prove that. Kent,
Okay.
I want to hear your infantile definition of what a religion is. And let's see how you've explored that.
You can look it up in any dictionary. Look it up in Wikipedia.
Well, I have actually looked it up in a lot of different dictionaries. When I took a course on comparative or the history of comparative world religions, our professor there challenged us, saying that religion was something that he thought was impossible to define. I didn't think it was impossible to define because I do classification and I understand the rules for how to classify things. And as a matter of fact, I made this a little easier. I posted a collection of definitions that are relevant to this subject some years ago, back in 2012. I put something called Offerings to the Atheist Dictionary, because these are words that are comically is correct, that are comically misrepresented whenever you're arguing with creationists. The definition of religion that I came up with by examining all the different things that are universally accepted as religion by both their adherents and their critics are a doctrine of ritual traditions, ceremonies, mythology, and associated dogma of a faith-based belief system which posits a posthumous promise that some element of self, be it a soul or consciousness or memories, etc., may in some sense continue beyond the death of a physical being. Now, this applies to every religion that is universally accepted as a religion and doesn't, and evolution, however, meets exactly none of these criteria. So I want to hear what you define as a religion and how we can distinguish things that are not religion from things that are.
Okay, I would like to ask Kyle or one of the moderators to kind of keep time here, because Aron keeps over-talking me and monopolizing the conversation. This is supposed to be a discussion. I would like equal time.
Okay. Fair enough. He's asked you a question. We're going to give you ample time to respond to his question with a direct answer for a direct question.
I have up on screen the definition from Random House Webster's College Dictionary, year 2000, page 1116. Religion, a set of beliefs concerning the cause, nature, and purpose of the universe. That is what fits your religion of evolutionism.
Except that it doesn't.
It does. It's exactly
it doesn't, because evolution has nothing to do with the cause of the universe, nor certainly not the purpose of it.
Does it have to do with the nature of the universe, how things work?
How things work, yes.
Okay, well then you have a
not
religion.
With the universe.
Okay, you believe that dogs, you believe that whales, I think it was elephants and pine trees are related.
They're
one's
both
ever seen
eukaryotes, are they not?
No one's ever seen an elephant produce anything but an elephant.
They are both eukaryotes, are they not?
It doesn't matter. They're both living.
Why does it not matter?
They're both above ground. They both
ingest and they're both
gases.
But they're both eukaryotes, correct?
It doesn't matter. You're missing the point.
It certainly does matter. But the question is not whether it matters. The question is whether or not they are eukaryotes.
You're missing the point completely.
No. You are missing the point. Are they both eukaryotes, yes or no?
As far as I know, they are. That doesn't.
Yes.
So does
Have you ever seen a eukaryote give birth to a non-eukaryote?
Does that prove they're related?
Within the phylogeny, yes, it does.
Okay, now, since you keep talking about phylogeny and said this is your area of expertise, I would like to just ask you, you were on a show called The Non Sequitur, which I think is classic. A non sequitur is a conclusion or statement that does not logically follow from the previous argument or statement. Okay. I think we can give examples of elephants producing elephants and pine trees producing pine trees. It does not logically follow that they are related. Why would that not logically follow? I need to explain something to you that you've been repeating incorrectly for years. I've been listening to you get this wrong for 20 years, and I'm delighted that maybe I'm the first person out of all the people you talk to. It can't be that I'm the first person to address this, but I keep hearing you repeat this error. So let me address that now. It is not an error. It is not an error. The law of monophyly. You are in error. You are in error, and I'm here to fix it.
You have no idea what I'm even going to say. And when I'm done saying it, you still won't have any idea what I said.
You have no idea, Aaron. You have no idea what you're saying. I will help you here. Religion is a belief, and you have.
Don't pretend. I know that you made a life out of pretending, but that's not what we're going to do. I'm addressing your error. Just be very clear.
Hold it. All right, you are the one pretending. You are pretending that a pine tree and an elephant are related. Come on, that's a pretend.
Okay. I don't need to pretend that. I'm trying to demonstrate something to you. I'm trying to explain something to you, and you're trying to talk over me to make sure that doesn't happen.
Well, go back and listen to the tape. Who's talking over who here?
Okay, let's
talking over me. I'm trying to explain something.
Let's kind of keep this. Let's keep this to where everybody can follow. Okay.
Okay.
Kent, I'm gonna let you go and explain your thought process as to why Aron is in error with that statement.
And
So, Aron, please let him.
And if we can, real quick,
let him finish and then go
let's
from
make
there.
sure we get the names right. It's Aron. Aron Ra is actually his name, not Aaron, not Eric, not whatever.